squeezed right in at the end of the segment, brother.
Shit. Well,
you don't have to. You can just say fuck it. I'm just pissed.
Fuck it. Just the whole TikTok thing is weird. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just the whole thing is fucking weird.
It seems really suspicious. At the very least, it's highly suspect.
It is very suspect.
At the very least, and I said it, and I'll say it here, and I've said it 100 times. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, right, left, or indifferent, it's weird to me that the government could block 200 million people from using an app and unblock 200 million people from using an app all in less than 12 hours.
Weird.
That should be what
shit stinks, dude.
That's what we should be more alarmed about. It's not about TikTok. It's about the bigger picture here. They were able to systematically remove something from America and give it back to us. This was a warning shot, people. That's exactly what this was.
What do you do when a child is bad? You take away their favorite toy until they act right.
Uh-huh. And it only took us for 12 hours. But yeah, it's definitely fucking weird. The whole thing is highly suspect, to say the least. Weird. All right, Al, before I say anything to get me,
Don't care. Anywho. Jeff Hardy told the Wrestle Spot that he has a new Willow mask made up and ready to go, and he's looking to use it for social media promos and hopefully a return to TNA.
Willow. Holy shit.
We've only seen the Willow character like less than a handful of times in real life, right? Like in TNA.
Run in TNA, yeah.
And only in TNA.
Yeah.
He was hoping to bring it back in WWE with Bray Wyatt, but Vince nixed that idea.
I think that's a character made for the Wyatt family. Like 100%. Broken Jeff Hardy with Willow being his alter ego.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It was supposed to be when Matt and Bray were together as the leader of the world.
Oh.
And he was supposed to get involved in that, and then Vince nixed it.
You remember when they had the tag belts, Bray and Matt, and they walked up on Jeff right after he came back? And like they were having a conversation with him and everything. I was like, they teased it like real fucking hard.
Yeah.
They never let us have it.
Sons of bitches.
Yep, exactly.
Well, Darby Allin's climbing fucking Everest. Please don't jump off.
Coffin drop on the south peak.
Like,
dude, I'm dropping in.
People think that climbing Everest now is some like giant accomplishment. It's kind of not. It's like a fucking like high level hiking trail now that they've kind of made it. Like my cousin and his husband like did it last year. It's just like a really shitty like hiking camp in the fucking snow.
Okay,
they didn't go all the way to the top. Going all the way to the top is different. They went to the summit.
I was obsessed. I was obsessed with Everest for a while. Okay, when I was sick, I watched a show called Conquering Everest or something like that, and it was a Discovery Channel show. And what it was one season of climbing Everest, and then that sent me down this like idle documentary run about people who do it. And you're right and you're absolutely wrong in some aspects. You're right in a sense that if you pay enough money, you can 100% show up with no training and peak Everest. That's how simple, like that's how easy it is to climb the mountain. It is not that easy, however, to climb the mountain. You know what I mean? You still have to understand the basic idea of rock climbing. You still have to have the basic understanding of ice climbing. Like what is it? There's one part of it called like the sister step or something like that, where you've got to climb vertically and then climb horizontally and horizontally and then climb vertically again. Like there's all these and the Sherpas will go in and put all the ladders and shit in place ahead of time for you. But like, it's all about when you climb Everest. The earlier in the season you climb, your climb will be way more difficult than the people at the end of the season where the trails are clear. You want to be a real person? Climb with the Sherpas. Like, that's where the real guys get their balls. Like, they're not the billionaires who hike it 3 months later after the trail's been cleared and all the lead ropes are there and all you've got to do is walk it. Like, very different experiences. Darby will be the latter of those two. Darby will go to base camp. He'll live at base camp for a month. He'll go to ABC and he'll acclimate, and then he'll start the climb. Like, that's the point. It's all about spending the time there. Like,
it's that kid. He's gonna do it just in his wrestling gear. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna put any fucking like protective gear on. He's just gonna show up and is looking like a fucking 15-year-old girl at fucking Hot Topic with those like leggings with the jean shorts over the top and some
face paint and all.
I hope that he climbs
flannel. That's it.
I hope he remembers about sun blindness though, because I don't want to see his dumbass get to the top of the mountain and take his goggles off and forget that there's no like coverage to protect your eyes from the sun.
Yeah.
His dumbass climbs up there and just goes blind. He's never able to wrestle again.
Why can you wrestle if he's blind?
I mean, who says he can wrestle now? Bazinga!
Jade Cargill is back at the WWE Performance Center for the second straight week, says PW Insider. The site's report includes many of the same details as the one they filed when Cargill was at the PC last week. And adds that the attacker story was a way to get the women's tag belts off Jade and Bianca while keeping both talent strong while prepping their creative plans for WrestleMania, especially if it involves them working against each other.
How long have we been preaching the Jade versus Bianca story?
Whole while.
As soon as they paired them as a tag team, right?
Even before.
Pretty much.
Go ahead, Scouse.
Bianca's the one that attacked her.
Oh. I think so. I think it's Bianca and Naomi together.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were in on it to get rid of her because if you look at Twitter, Bazinga, Jade tweeted during that promo last night or Friday night that they still weren't sure who attacked her, and Jade tweeted out, "Are we?" ? Like, are we not sure? Like, because I'm pretty sure I fucking know who it was.
I figured it out.
I know exactly who the fuck it was. I'm just waiting to tell you.
That bitch right there.
And I can't fucking wait because I've said it since the moment it happened. I've said it since the moment they tagged, since the moment they put the belts on them. The biggest women's match in recent WrestleMania history. You want something as big as a Ronda Rousey moment and the Mercedes and Bianca moment, Sasha and Bianca moment before. This will be bigger than both of those combined because the worlds will collide when you put the two biggest stars that are people of color against each other on the biggest stage of all time.
Yep.
WWE literally has something right here that will print money, and Triple H just has to decide he wants to cash that check. This is the kind of story they can start at WrestleMania this year and keep going till next year if they book it right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank Shawn Triple H, WrestleMania 25 and 26. Shawn didn't get the win. He said, let me do it again next year. Let's run it back. I'll take you the second time. You know what I mean? Jade or Bianca loses this year. They spend the whole year proving that they're going to get their lick back. You know what I mean? We could get another year of Jade versus Bianca if they booked this right. Love this story.
And it'll be banging fucking matches every time.
Yup. I agree.
On a side note, so I'm sometimes baffled by how dumb smart our dog is. Sometimes she's just really dumb, and then other times she's smart. And I use this example. So before we went live, I filled a toy with peanut butter, and I hid 2 Benadryl in it. You know, make her quiet. This bitch licked everything but the spots with the Benadryl in it.
She knew.
She knew. Anywho, the contracts of multiple New Japan wrestlers, including rising stars like David Finlay and Gabe Kidd are set to expire at the end of the month. Cool. They'll be going to AEW like everyone else.
Isn't Dave Finlay holding a title right now?
He's the global championship or whatever.
Yeah, but that's still like a month away.
I think that we see David Finlay in WWE.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think he's made to go to WWE. And his family has enough history with the company that they could do it the right way, and it would be all right.
And I'm pretty sure Fitz still works for WWE, doesn't he?
Does. He's got, yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah.
According to... Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You said that it's done at the end of the month, right?
At the end of the month.
What happens the first day of next month?
Rumble.
Ah.
Good call, Scals.
Dave Finlay in the Royal Rumble. I like it.
That'd be awesome.
I like it. I like that idea.
Yeah. According to PW Insider, the segments involving Penta's debut on Raw this week went way longer than originally planned. This led to other segments being trimmed for time. There are talents in WWE that were not thrilled about it. Insider says even though WWE doesn't have a hard out time for Raw on Netflix, once they internally time out a show to be over at a certain time, and if they are running over that time, they're going to do whatever they can to get it back to the original time frame they wanted. This week's Raw was timed to go off at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that was why the time was cut later to make up for Penta going long. I think it's dumb that if you're going to be on Netflix and you don't have to hit times, like, stop cutting shit. Like, what the fuck does it matter?
What do you guys think about that?
I kind of agree. It's like you don't really have a network to deal with as far as like time constraints. So, I mean, I get like if you're going to run shorter than 3 hours because you don't have enough shit to put in a 3-hour show. But if a segment runs long, are the fucking advertisers going to get mad? No. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that it might impact would be like the venue. Maybe like they said the venue like to close concessions. Yeah. But like 15 minutes, I feel like
it's an encore.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this to be rude, but like in reality, Penny, you got to be quiet, please. In reality, it's an encore for a band. Like they come out, they play a song or two more, they get off stage. Like that's what WWE could have done there. 10 minutes is all they needed. 15 minutes, they could have finished the entire episode, no problem.
Yeah, easily.
Meltzer says that says everyone he asked about Malachi Black's reported AEW exit thinks it's good that he won't be back. Fuck you, Dave. Like, why would you say something like that?
Dave's just trying to get people to talk about Dave.
Because it's not true. Like a lot of the things he's been saying lately.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying since she left and what have you, on a recent Backstage Pass Q&A, WrestleVote said that they've heard rumblings of a Tiffany Stratton / Charlotte Flair match WrestleMania 41.
Yep, Barbie versus Barbie violence.
Yeah. You want to put Tiffany over, let her go 30 minutes with Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte beats the shit out of her.
You know what I mean?
Charlotte's not going to beat her. But I think that is the right match to do. A lot of people are saying that Charlotte's winning the Rumble. I don't think she's going to win the Rumble. I think she's going to win the Chamber.
We'll see.
Charlotte could put a bow on Tiffany as being like the next one of the horsewomen, so to speak,
right?
By letting her pin her and count the lights. You know what I mean? Like Charlotte can give Tiffany a lot by working that match and letting her beat her.
Yeah.
Like Charlotte has already said at this point in her career she's beyond titles. You know what I mean? Like she's just here to be the queen. Like,
Yeah.
and if she's ready to start putting over the next generation of talent, and she's ready to start having those conversations elsewhere, and she's ready to start building those people, then absolutely 10,000-fold let her do it. Let Charlotte come in and wrestle the shit out of Tiffany. And then, let her go on to do something else and put somebody else over. Like, Charlotte doesn't need titles and Charlotte doesn't need wins to get over at this point in her career.
Yeah, she's done quite enough in her career. Just keep having banger matches. That's it.
Yep.
TNA is planning a live episode of Impact from Orlando on February 20th. It won't be the start of regular live broadcast, but Sean Ross Sapp's TNA source tells him Impact will go live on special occasions when it makes sense for the company.
Scouts, we were just talking about this. Which ones are they doing live? You had a list. This coming Thursday and something else?
Well, this coming Thursday, they're doing one live, and then they're doing a taping the next night.
Okay.
Both from San Antonio. So I would assume they're doing the one live, and then they're going to tape the next 3 episodes after that.
And then we were also talking about the fact that they're also booking and running their tapings and their live shows in the same cities or adjacent cities to where WWE is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're in Dallas tonight for Genesis, and Raw is there tomorrow night. They're in San Antonio on Thursday and Friday, and Saturday night's main event is there on Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if we start seeing some of this NXT-TNA crossover in dark matches, because WWE already utilizes NXT talent for dark matches on Mondays and Fridays going into Raw. They use it as time to see the live crowd reaction for certain wrestlers from TNA. They use it to screen test and video test certain things. Like, this might be an opportunity for WWE to start screen testing some of these TNA wrestlers in these dark matches.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Maybe. Am I crazy?
No, not at all.
I like that. Yeah.
I 100% think the crossover starts.
We're going to see. A lot of people are saying this is the start of WWE buying TNA. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I know the legal standpoint because when Endeavor got the streaming rights to it and TKO formed, part of WWE's arguments in the underwriting for TKO forming was that TKO could not buy a competing wrestling company to WWE for 5 years. So what I'm thinking is maybe by making them a partner, it removes the competition side of it as far as like some of these non-competes. You know what I mean? Like Vince has one where he's not allowed to start a wrestling company until January. So at the end of January, in all fairness, VKM could go out and start another promotion. I think Endeavor and TKO have a lot more hoops to jump through than that as far as purchasing another wrestling company such as a TNA.
Yeah.
Scouts, what are your thoughts?
I 100% agree. I mean, I knew about the legal with the 5 years. I don't think if WWE buys anything to do with TNA, it's just so they have their library,
the catalog,
the back catalog.
Because that's why they bought WCW, and that's why they bought ECW, and that's why they bought the catalog rights to Smoky Mountain Wrestling and Jim Crockett Promotions and Mid-South and World Class. Like, WWE wants the catalogs and the history of pro wrestling.
And I think that we're going to get a lot more with this partnership than people are thinking.
Well, this is the first time we've ever had not just a working relationship, but we have a signed, inked contract deal between the companies. That's exactly why AEW bought Ring of Honor. AJ, you're 1,000% right. It was for the catalog. It was for the library. Al, We got about 13 minutes before the kickoff of the first show. You got a few things to take us home?
Yep. Mr. America returning to WWE to promote beer. Patriotic professional wrestler Mr. America announced this week that he's coming out of retirement as a spokesperson for Real American Beer. Mr. America, clad in his trademark mask with wispy blonde hair cascading on the back, was accompanied at a press conference this morning by Jimmy Mouth of the South Hart, where the duo addressed beer maniacs. Mr. America replaces Hulk Hogan as the beer company's spokesbrother after Hogan was fired following an embarrassing appearance on Netflix, Mr. Nanny. The return of Mr. America will likely spark speculation by conspiracy theorists about his real identity, some of whom claim, without evidence, that the man behind the mask is actually Hogan. Of course, this theory is baseless, given what we have already proven that Mr. America is portrayed by Dan Spivey.
Not Danny Spivey.
Not Danny Spivey.
Oh, no.
Fuck you, Terry.
Fuck you, Terry.
Was that one of the onion ones?
Yeah.
God. Jimmy Hart, blink twice if you're being held under duress.
Yeah.
Like,
Please
for
let us
real.
know.
Corey Graves was genuinely unhappy a couple of weeks ago when he found out Wade Barrett was getting the SmackDown color commentator job over him, per Daddy Meltzer. Everyone in WWE who Meltzer talked with believes the drama going on with Corey this week is a shoot, and Meltzer is now leaning in that direction as well. What do you guys think?
I smell a work.
I think he actually was very upset, and he took it probably trying to get their attention and hoping that they would either get rid of him or put him back on TV in the main roster.
Because they won't clear him to wrestle?
He's been cleared for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been
got
cleared for 2 years.
He's got cleared in 2022. I don't think he wants to come back.
Oh, okay.
I think what they'll turn this into now, if he is okay with it, is a work against McAfee, and they have a match at me.
I would love for that match to happen.
I want either him and Pat or him and Barrett.
I would probably say him and Pat. I went to
Could be a triple threat.
I went to a pretty close
Not
source
that
of mine that knows Corey pretty well,
Mhm.
and I just asked if it's a work or not. And essentially, I got told whether it is or whether it isn't. Wouldn't you be mad in that situation?
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, dude.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
whether it's
Corey
a work
Graves
or
is
not,
fucking-
wouldn't you be pissed if that was in that situation? Was essentially what I got told. So I couldn't get told if it was a work or not, but what I did get told was, Corey has every right to be pissed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
to lose his main roster spot. Not that there's anything wrong with being on the number 3 brand of the best promotion in the world. You're still one of the best commentators to ever do it. But at the core of this, Corey Graves, like, he's got a right to be upset because he's been in the company longer than both the guys that took his job.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's essentially it. Was whether it's a work or not, he's kind of right. Like,
yeah. I mean, can't really argue with that. Like,
I don't think so, AJ.
I don't think he shows up at TNA. I think they're going to make this a WWE thing. Like,
If they do that, you'll never see him in WWE again, and that would be an immediate ding on the partnership if they allow him to come out. Like,
if they tried to force him to work TNA to not even be working a WWE event, that's a slap in the face for my boy. Like,
he'd be more likely to show up at GCW tonight.
Dude, that would be baller as fuck, though.
Him bringing Tom Pescott to the ring. Oh shit!
Yeah, bro. Fuck yeah.
According to PW Torch, Malachi Black told some people in AEW in the last year or two that he was burnt out and perhaps even mentioned potentially retiring. It's uncertain if that's still true or if he was saying that in hopes it would lead to his AEW release. The outlet also states that Black was criticized by colleagues in AEW over his reluctance to doing jobs and frequent claims of injury issues. Black and Tony apparently never developed a rapport.
I said on a TikTok live after talking to a friend from the company that there was some backstage issues because Malachi didn't want to work through the week. He only wanted to work Saturdays and then was complaining that his group and stories weren't being featured more and essentially got met with, well, bro, you only want to work Saturdays.
Yeah.
I don't think, this is one of those situations where Malachi Black, Tommy End, he's done a lot. You know what I mean?
He's done a lot of shit in his career, man.
He has. Even as Aleister Black with the NXT title, he's done a lot in his wrestling career. I don't think he's reached a point where, what did Heyman say in One Night Stand? The only reason JBL held the title as long as he did was because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays. I don't think that our boy has reached Triple H level yet.
No.
He showed up at an event. What was it? One Saturday, he worked one of the indie shows.
Yeah.
And he had a banging ass match with that person.
Yeah.
And he was doing everything he used to do in NXT.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that he doesn't want to work just Saturdays. I don't think it's that.
I think he's unhappy with his decision to go to AEW.
Yep.
He wants to be back with his wife.
Yep.
Which, if that's the case,
Can't fault him.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool, dude. Do it. You're a Triple H guy anyway. Fuck, Paul put you to the fucking moon.
He did. He was a Triple H guy when he got there in black and gold, when he pulled Tommy End off the indies and brought him in and made Aleister Black the character. When Aleister Black got the call up with him and Ricochet in that tag team match at WrestleMania. The whole presentation of Aleister Black's presentation in WrestleMania was him and Triple H working together. Everything when he got called up to the main roster after the fact was him and Triple H. The biggest hang up, as it seemed to be with a lot of these Triple H guys, was the disconnect happened when Vince had to get involved because Vince didn't get it, because Vince only watched WWE.
Yep. Doesn't watch any other product but the main roster.
Yep.
I would love to see his entrance again.
Yeah. Especially now. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to hear that entrance again because the singer of that is the singer of one of my favorite bands. Shout out to Brendan from Incendiary. Yeah, I need the entrance with the fucking sound effects too. The fucking
yeah.
I need it, please.
One more before we land the plane.
Sure. Christopher Daniels' in-ring career is likely coming to a close after yesterday's episode of Collision per Fightful. His Texas death match against Hangman Page was taped on Thursday. Dave Meltzer said, "I don't know how they're going to show this match on TV with this much blood."
Damn.
I didn't watch it, but there's a lot of spots inside of it. Like Hangman used the barbed wire almost as like dental floss on Chris.
Oh,
I'm gonna go back and watch it.
I need to watch it.
We will watch it tonight.
My deathmatch loving heart. Yeah, I need to watch this.
We'll watch it tonight, as a matter of fact.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, indeed, sir. So I'm here for it. Christopher Daniels, he's paid his dues. He was what was his name when he was going to be the powers that be in the fucking
the higher power
ministry, the higher power. Yeah, let's not forget that.
Oh man, yeah. I've been a big fan of Christopher Daniels for a while. Like all the stuff he did with like SCU, all of his like Ring of Honor run, everything he did in TNA. Like, great work. If this is the end of it, man, salute to you. Job well done.
Big time. Curry Man. They can't forget Curry Man.
Curry Man. Justice for Curry Man.
All righty. Let's land this plane so we can head over and watch some GCW. Scouts, let's go first.
So you can find me every Tuesday night on NXT on Tap. It's live on Off the Top Media's YouTube page, as well as being a co-host on Friday nights on Twitch for the Hot Tag.
Husky.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Husky Roads. You can catch me on World Championship Wreckage for Queen's Court with Mike Duplessis and the Tribal Queen Bree Stout. You can catch me on Cole TV doing Husky's Hot Takes. And as mentioned before, I am the honorary Oos over here at Rivet City Radio. So you can catch me doing botch spots and nerdy news at 420 as well, when need be. And got some music coming out, my electronic stuff, Dormir, and my band Widow River. If you're in the Savannah, Georgia area, April 12th, playing our first show at El Rocco Lounge with Whaleboat and Choir of Babel. It's going to be a good fucking night. Thank you guys again for having me. And I need to eat some fucking food before we watch TNA.
Hell yeah. Al, you got anything for the class?
You can find me here on Box Box. I don't know if I'm gonna do much on social media moving forward. TBD. There. If anyone wants to buy a pain in the ass dog, let me know.
I love you all dearly. I appreciate you hanging out with me for an hour. It's always an easy hour when we chat wrestling. For those of you listening, remember to follow us anywhere you do anything on the internet. Like, follow, subscribe, unsubscribe, then subscribe again. There's a couple links in the bio, one of which is Discord links, direct link to all the hosts, producers, content creators, and minds between Rivet City Radio, Botch Boss and Cheer Shots, Nerdy News, and Off the Top Media. There is also a link in the bio. It is a Botch Boss and Cheer Shots and Off the Top Media link, merch link through my Spreadshirt. If you click it, you go there, you get t-shirts, you get hats, you get fanny packs, you get boxers with Bo's face on them. You get all the things and all the places. Gentlemen, Al, anything for the class before I talk real fast?
Don't eat yellow snow.
Don't eat yellow snow. I'm really excited for this GCW show.
It's going to be so sick.
Yep.
That and Jonathan's going to be good.
Just in time for the thing. You ready?
Kick that mule, Will. Let's go.
Now, as we close another episode of Watch, Pause, and Cheer Shots, I'm taking a minute. Thank you for listening. I remind you to go wherever you do anything on the internet, like follow, subscribe, unsubscribe, then subscribe again. Leave a comment, tell me how great I am or how terrible I sound. Either way, it helps the algorithm and it helps find new listeners. If you're feeling really generous to be one of the VIP people, head over to patreon.com and donate to the Rivet City Radio Podcast Network. You get some fantastic swag. We get some fantastic guests. It's a win, fucking win. For the American Cream Dream, Husky Roads. For my brother man, Scows. For the boss bitch, Al. For my boy Tommy in the chat, who showed up just in time for the thing that he enjoys so much. I am the Will Gray. Thanks for stopping by and listening, my people.
Auf Wiedersehen.